We're live.
I hope everyone can see us. We had some technical difficulties before, and it felt horrible.
This is tech day for both of us because I'm testing out new audio equipment, and apparently Restream decided to completely have a conniption fit.
Yeah.
So there's that. But that's
so
okay.
before I get back into showing the image I was showing before we had to stop, I just want to make sure that people can actually see us. So if anyone's watching, please let us know because I don't want to show an image for you guys to see it.
And it's not there.
And it's not there.
So I did find that I've got like little like down at the bottom there are at locations, so you can find us at Pepper DeLuca for Pepper, and you can find me pretty much everywhere at GS Davis Art. So there we go. We're good. Everybody's saying that they can see us, so we're up and running. Let me go on ahead and spotlight you so that you can bring up the artwork. Hey, I just noticed I'm down in the little corner over there. Hi.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it's all good. I'm easily entertained. Okay, so you were working. This is a piece for Egyptian Woods.
Yeah.
This is a piece you're working on for Egyptian Woods. That's a lovely piece.
Yeah.
And you were saying that you had to lighten up the guy at the bottom there.
Yeah.
A little bit. There we go.
So Harold had to be lightened up, for sure. The original like mini drawing that I did, or like the test paint, had him very dark, and the background kind of everything blended down here, very like together.
Mm-hmm.
And then up top, the sides were actually darker in the original one. What had happened is this is hot press paper, and I used cold press paper for the smaller drawings. This is what happens when you have paint and you're working with paint and you're using two different materials to paint on.
Right.
So, like, you get different results. But I knew the writer, R. Allen Brooks, if anyone wanted to know who I'm working with on this.
I should add him to the bottom down here, too, because he's actually really good at being very well branded.
Yeah. He definitely is, and he's also an awesome person. So
I love the guy.
But, like, when I did this, like, I got the brightness down here, but then everything else I forgot. Hot press kind of, for the paints that I use, kind of, like, mellows them out and doesn't make them as rich as cold press paper does.
I actually personally prefer cold press, and it took me some time to get to that point where I was aware that I liked cold press.
I mean, I love cold press paper. I really do. I work on it. Majority of my work is actually on cold press paper because it allows vibrant colors to be more vibrant. Hot press paper is great if you're a person who wants to do like certain things with their art pieces. It's good for comics for sure because it kind of gives you that texture that you want, like very matte, flat for a lot of people, and it's less texture means they don't have to go in and try to like have scanning issues and all of that stuff.
Sure.
I like the textures that cold press paper does to a piece of art. Because it doesn't make it so like it doesn't make it look like I just basically colored it digitally with like a faux brush.
Right. I agree.
But I mean, I did that, and then I still have some things that I need to get done. Like this week, like just to give a brief background. 2 weeks ago, my grandfather passed away. And then last week, basically, Friday, last week, when I didn't show up, that was because, well, they buried him that day. And so I was talking to family, and waiting for, because he's in Rhode Island, I can't fly to Rhode Island at
Right.
all. So, and if anyone's wondering, they have like a no-fly thing to that state. So, I would have had to fly into another state and then be smuggled into the state by one of my relatives if I wanted to go and attend. But
To be fair, though, Rhode Island isn't a very big state, so
No,
smuggling would have been easy.
I mean, it is like basically you just have to have Rhode Island plates on your car to get in. So, but my cousins attended the funeral. No spouses, just immediate family. My aunt, my uncle, my grandmother. They did a 21 gun salute because my grandfather's former Air Force. And
Did
it
you
was
see a video of this? I mean, like, was it broadcast?
So they made a video. Yeah,
That's
they
good.
made a video. The video was interesting because the 21 gun salute looked like they were shooting at my family.
Cool.
So, but instead of 7 people with muskets, it was 3, and there were some spaces, and so they shot 7 times each of them. So it was interesting and difficult, and right now it's just like, since we can't be there, it's very hard, and so that's why I've been away. And I'm sorry if this is long-winded or seems sad. It shouldn't be, but that's the reality we live in right now. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer.
And if anyone's watching, or if anyone's wondering if it's due to COVID-19, my grandfather did have it. However, he did not die from it. He died from something that was related to something completely different.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just.
I know. I believe you. I believe
telling
you.
the truth.
I believe you. I totally believe you. I'm trying to figure out how that worked. I mean, because I understand, as I understand, no one dies of COVID-19. They die of, pneumonia, or of heart attacks, or of kidney failure, or
There's
something.
a lot. They basically opened him up. They
did an autopsy to make sure. That's why it took a week.
No, they opened him up prior to the autopsy because they had to do cancer removal. And he got asymptomatic COVID-19.
Fair. So if he wasn't actually suffering from it, that makes some sense. I get it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's cool in that instance. It's not cool, obviously, that it happened. I get that. But, okay, so
let's move on to a happier topic.
Yeah, let's move on to the cheerful stuff.
Yeah. No on the Dinkley Files, no on the coloring of Lake Kiki Poppy.
And we didn't do our ducks.
And didn't do the ducks. So for next week, I'm gonna try to be more on top of things for you guys.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking I'm gonna take a play out of Guy's book and try to do, starting Monday, maybe do some more videos myself. I don't know.
Good idea.
I'm not gonna hard press do it, because my live things are usually through YouTube, but I don't have the ability to pay for restream. So
Makes total sense. Yeah, actually, I mean, I kind of made the decision to do this, and it's been really good for me. Broadcasting every day has made sure that I was sitting in this seat at my computer with a pen in my hand every day for 2 hours, and that has been extraordinarily good for me. It's been really good for just my art skill in general, but it also has been good for me getting through some of my backlog of things that need to be done. I've got a lot of tasks and jobs that need to be done. And so for right now, like, my office is a complete disaster because we are going to put in some bookshelves right over here.
Yeah.
And they're not in yet because they're still in the garage. They all had to be painted because they were bookshelves that my wife brought back from her school.
Mm-hmm.
But they, of course, had been, they were fine. They were structurally sound, but they had seen, 10 or 15 years of preschoolers and stuff like that. So they had lots of crayon markings and pins and, stuff like that. So they all had to be painted. So they're all now painted a nice, like a medium blue, which is good because the walls in my office are an eggshell. And so I feel like that offsets real nice. But they all need to be brought in and assembled and things like that. So that's tonight/tomorrow's job.
So you painted them after disassembling them?
No. So they were 2 bookshelves high. They're about 4 feet wide, 2 feet tall. I have 5 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of them, one on top of the other with an 18-inch gap. And then we've got support straps that are going to go on either side. They're going to be anchor bolted to the wall. And then they're going to stay. And then there's going to be 2 on either side, and then 1 2-foot one in the middle, which will hold my printers. But at some point, this wall over here, I want to put a window in. Because it's really strange. This house was built. This is one of those houses that's, like a standard floor plan. But this wall has no window on it because I guess it was designed to be facing a different direction. But it has no window on it. And if you put a window in, we're on a hill right here. I can see downtown Denver from this window. And I can tell because I've got a sliding glass door right here with a little patio. And if you go out on the patio and look around the side of the house, you can clearly see downtown Denver. So I thought it'd be really cool if I had a window right here. I'd be able to, just look out and see downtown Denver from this window. And that'd be nice. It'd also be nice to have a window where I could put like an AC unit if I wanted to into it. Mm-hmm. Or something, anything. Right now we've got a swamp running in this house, swamp cooler. So that's one of the 2021 plans, is to put in a window there. So I'm putting up these bookshelves around where the window will ultimately be.
Gotcha.
Because we're going to secure them to the wall, and they're not going anywhere. So, but it's, I've had these, like, you can kind of see right here, I had these, like, squares that were there for a long time, and they were up against this wall, and so
looks like IKEA furniture.
Yeah, they're just IKEA furniture sort of things. And we're going to move those out of here because they don't hold anything. I don't know what it is with art books, but they all have to be like 14 inches tall. And these are all 12-inch squares. And like all of my art books...
So obviously that's not the calyx.
I don't know what in the world's the story with art books having to be huge and oversized. So that's why it has to have an 18-inch gap between the 2 bookshelves. So I can put all my really big art books between the 2.
Yeah, honestly, I like smaller art books because if I can have a smaller art book and it still has the art in it that I'm interested in, I'm happy with that. It's really nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Makes me wonder. But that's this weekend's mission, is to get all of those boards up in here, and that'll take up this entire wall because they're 4 foot wide and there's 3 rows of 4 feet. So that'll take up this entire wall, and that'll be fine. And it'll look great. And I'm going to put in these lights that are behind here on either side of them. And then there's one over here that'll be in the centerpiece, and the center pointed up. And that should light up this wall nicely. There will be one light in every corner of this room. And then I'll be able to bring up all the lights in here. They're just clamped onto my desk right over here right now because there's nothing to clamp onto over there now that I pull anything out.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem. That's going to be fine. I'm thinking I actually kind of like this. This effect turned out pretty nice. So I'm actually kind of thinking I might permanently set this up. And I'll get a couple of...
backdrop is nice.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll get a couple of colored lights to go here.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I'm going to do is also adjust where my monitors are, and this camera is mounted on the side of my farthest right monitor.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if I can pull this a little this way, then this monitor will be more angled this way, and I can probably put the camera like right here-ish, and that would be nice, because then this would be more of a direct on to me. Clearly, I'm broadcasting every day. These curtains are light suppression curtains. You can tell because it's daylight outside, but I still look like I'm in a cave.
You look like you're in a room that's similar to the one I'm in right now.
Right, exactly. But the truth is that behind here is daylight, right? I mean, but this washes me out so badly that I can't.
Oh, yeah.
I can't be seen. So even though I love the fact that my monitor is aimed out over the little patio, which then overlooks the little park across the street, it's all good. We'll figure this all out.
True.
My missions. I've
from
rambled. My missions were to do 3D assets of the bridge, which I didn't get to. I just did a whole bunch of commission work and work on her. This is the second character of Bellatrix Rising Mirel. So I was working on her over the weekend, or over this last week too. And we came up.
Is this the character that you invented after going through and like creating more?
Yeah, I mean, she's the. I guess she'd be called the point of view character.
Okay. So
you follow her into the story. Okay. She's not the main character, but you follow her into the story. She's the point of view character.
Yeah.
But I had to come up with a number of background pieces for her, which was cool. And I did all of that character work live on the show. So that was nifty and fun to watch. So there's that. So that was what I did this last week. It was actually really good. I did not do my duck.
I didn't do mine either.
Yeah, that's true. David was supposed to do the background character and start Lord Discordant and the Battle Cats fan art. That was from 2 weeks ago. And so I don't know where he is. Brent was supposed to finish his bedroom swap, which I don't know whether that actually happened or not. Brent right now is out with his kid, which I think his kid's going to get braces. So there's that. So
good luck.
Yeah.
I have braces. They're not fun at first.
And
used to have ramen noodle soup, mashed potatoes, and ice cream.
There you go.
For a week.
And the truth is, my wife ended up with braces like 4 years ago, and so it was pretty. Oh, you did the background. Oh, good. He did this. So David says that he did the background and he's waiting approval. So
nice.
Good job, David. Glad
Nice.
you did your job.
At least someone accomplished something.
Somebody accomplished something this week. Okay. So let's talk about next week, because I'm getting hungry and I want to go to lunch. So.
And I have to go to the grocery store. So.
Pepper, what are you doing? What you doing, man?
I am just going to do Lake Kiki poppy coloring and work on Egyptian woods. Restart pencils again on the part 2 of what I'm working on for Lake Kiki poppy.
Restart pencils. Lake Kiki poppy.
Yeah.
All right. For me, I'm going to finish Mirel, because I did a good job with this. I like this. This looks well. As long as I have these characters rigged, we can get started. And then I'm hoping to finish Bennett as well. It's the other main character. That will allow me to have all my main characters on character design. And so the character design will be done, and my 3 main characters will be over with, and that'll be fine. And then I can do all supporting ones too.
Before we go,
See you later, Cole. It was good to see you, man.
have a good one. I can't see.
Go take care of your babies. He's having babies screaming problems, so he's out of here. I get it. I get that one. I've been down that road. I understand.
Yeah, beginning
have you here for a little bit.
Beginning of June, mine and Bill's process starts. So
there you go. So okay, so that's my battle plan. Finish Mirel and finish Bennett, and that's what we're doing. So, and I want to figure out how to get my audio cleaned up, because that's one of those things. But David's saying that David is doing, he wants to get 2 colors in the new card, plus more busty anime American chicks to do stickers. He is who he is.
okay.
It's totally fine. Somebody's got to draw that stuff, and it's David. I've just assigned it to David. He gets to do that.
Well, I mean, one thing I did accomplish, because they're super small, I got all my trading cards for May done.
Good. I saw those.
Yeah.
Busty anime chicks to do stickers.
All right.
Yep. Because somewhere along the line, the conventions are coming back. It's only a matter of time. So we will get there. Thumbs up. Okay. That's our battle plan for today. I'm going to stick this to my monitor so that we will know what we have to do. And then these guys go into the trash here. And then I think we will be done in about 6 minutes. So I'll be able to come downstairs with you and get lunch. Thanks.
Hi, Guy's wife. That's off camera.
It's actually Guy's kid who's off camera. Who sounds like Guy's wife because Guy's kid is only 10.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense now.
Right. I actually have that problem a lot. Like, he'll say something downstairs, and I'll be like, okay, who said that? Because he even has, like, the same inflections, obviously. He's our kid. So, and so it's like, it makes total sense that he's got the same inflections and everything. And sometimes it's like, I can't tell. And what's going to be funny is in about 2 to 3 years, he's going to start sounding like me and less like her. And so we're going to have that flip-flop where she's not going to be able to tell who's talking from downstairs.
Are you kidding? My grandfather, like, literally, I was on the phone with him one day, and he was like, Robert, Pep, whatever your name is.
My great-grandmother used to do that. We call that the grandmother disease in our family, because she used to just start at the top of the list and go all the way down. She'd just start going, Lawrence, Mike, Billy, Kyle, Guy. And that's she'd just start at the top and go all the way down.
Well,
it's funny because she'd go through the male line or she'd go through the female line, and it depends on who she was asking for.
Yeah, but I guess, like, over the phone, my grandfather thought that me and my uncle sounded very similar. And I can understand it because, my uncle's my uncle, and I was raised around him. So, yeah, no, completely understand. So, it was it's always an interesting paradigm when you come from a large family, because you're like, yeah, you're right. Because, like, the older you get, yeah. Like, I even do it with my siblings. I have 7 of them, and I'm just like, yeah.
Well, and my kid's name is it's very, very close in sound to my name. And so that makes it tough on my dad, who is having a difficult time just saying the right name. And my kid's in that phase right now where it's insulting that he got it wrong, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, he's got very little tolerance for it because he's a kid and he's still kind of, grasping that it's okay. You have to have tolerance for people because people are people and they're going to do their thing.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I went through that phase for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll get over it. He'll get over it. It'll be, it's a thing.
Yeah, some people don't.
Some people don't. Well, yeah, but that's not going to be acceptable for the kid. I mean,
no,
I have name problems. Like, I'll forget your name, and I've known you for a long time. I'll forget Raph's name, and I've known him for a long time. It's like, I just forget names. I'm horrible with names. Okay, that's not a problem. But it's not going to be any better when my kid is, 40 and I'm 80. And, I'm like, who are you? And he'll be like, I'm your son. I'm like, no, I knew that. What's your name?
Well, it's kind of like me and Bill started watching Picard.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I keep confusing the sisters.
Oh yeah, I can see.
Like, I'm like, they keep showing, and I know one of them. I know the reason why one of them can't be the other one that's on the screen. But it's like, wait. But I like that one. She was more interesting.
Right. I'm curious to see where Bill falls on that one when this is all over.
Well,
because I know he's a fellow Trekkie.
He's been enjoying it so far.
I have really loved it as well. I mean, I really, really loved it. I loved every moment of it. It was a wonderful show. And it's a first season Star Trek, so it's got some roughs, it's got some bumps, and we're having some bump problems, and I get that.
My opinion so far is pretty much the writing seems to be very straightforward and predictable at times.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's first season.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting miracles out of them.
Yeah, because I know the Star Trek universe, sometimes it takes like maybe up to 3 seasons for it to actually stop that trend.
I felt like Discovery second season was much better than Discovery first season.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't mind Discovery first season. Discovery first season was okay, but it was still very first season-y. I've recently gone back and watched Next Generation first season, and I'm like, oh God. Horrible. And I mean, and I'm a hardcore Trekkie. I've seen all 740 episodes of Star Trek, many of them many times, and just like Bill, and I get that. I mean, that's what it is when we are hardcore Trekkie. We do these things.
I'm
required by law.
Before, because I knew we need to go.
We need to go.
But I'm just gonna say, next season I will be excited to see Guinan.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Guinan too.
Because
so cool.
All the scenes that she ever did, like that character ever did, it was just amazing. So,
well, we've totally gone afield on Star Trek, which I'll do that any day at a heartbeat, and I probably shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, also it seems like this video was kind of like,
it's all right. We managed to get our goals through. We managed to do our goals. We're doing fine, so everything is okay.
It's a rough one.
We're back on the horse. That's all that's important right now.
Yeah.
We're back on our horse.
Yeah.
Doing our thing.
And if you're watching this, and I am willing to do a live with someone next week, just let me know if you are interested.
Yeah, maybe you'll join me, or whatever, if I can get music working.
Well, that's the case, yeah.
Okay, guys. It's all good. You're not joining me unless I got music.
I'll just message you again going, oi!
Oi! I like that one. Except you put an L on it, so it was oil.
No, we Oh no, it must have auto-corrected.
It auto-corrected, which made it funnier. That added a whole new twist to it. I knew what you meant.
I'm just gonna start doing that now.
From now on, it'll always oil.
Oh God, yeah, that would, yeah. All right, well,
okay. I will then talk to you guys later. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And then I will talk to you, Pepper, next week. And hopefully we can pull all this stuff off. But I'll see you, of course, on Instagram, and I'll see you throughout the week as you see me on Instagram, too.
Yep.
So, okay, guys. Thanks. And thanks, Bill, for being helpful, because you were very helpful for the audio problems I was experiencing.
He was off camera the entire time. He was working.
He was doing his job like he was supposed to.
Doing his job. He was not helping us, and nor was he on this live video.
Nope. No, well, and actually the truth is, if his boss is watching, he only popped his head over once or twice just going, look, I think your problem is this. But he put his expertise to good use, because I think that was what's going on, is this unbalanced line, which I'll figure out whether I can get more balanced going into the 1/8 inch sides.
Yep.
So we'll see whether that works.
And on that note,
1/4 inch. Bye-bye.
Bye.